Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I have for you my review of the Honor 9. It's a great device, has a lot of appeal. It has a lot of good things on the outside of it as well as the inside. So it's a very nice balance of aesthetics as well as functionality. And I'm going to share with you guys some of the things that I liked and some of the things that I did not like about the Honor 9. This is TK and let's go ahead and talk about the Honor 9 review. I did an unboxing for you guys about a month or so ago. The box is pretty simple, very easy to use, and here's the device. I've been using it for about a month and a half. It's a great phone. It has a lot of good things going for it. Let's go ahead and start talking real quick about specifications. Starting off with the display, we have a 5.1-inch display, which is very small, very nice, pocketable, and you can actually easily reach the top of it. It is an IPS panel, 1080p. We have an 8-megapixel front-facing sensor that gives us the ability to go to 1080p 30 frames, as well as the earpiece. We do have a front fingerprint sensor, as well as capacitive buttons on the right and left of it for recents and back. Turning over on the left, we have the SIM tray, which gives us the ability of adding an additional storage using an SD card, as well as the actual SIM card, no additional ports. On the top, we have an IR blaster for the built-in remote application. I'll talk to you a little bit more about that, as well as one of the microphones. On the back, we have dual sensors. We have a 12-megapixel sensor and a monochrome 20-megapixel sensor, both set at f2.2 with dual-tone LED flash and laser autofocus. The main point here is that you're going to be getting great pictures out of here, but not only that, that bokeh effect is going to be really focused with the fact that we have those dual lenses on the back. On the right side, we have a volume rocker as well as a power button. On the bottom, we have the USB Type-C connector, a 3.5mm headphone jack, a couple of antenna bands, as well as the speaker. This is a bottom-firing speaker, mono speaker, of course. Last but not least, as far as specifications, what we get with this device is we have 64 gigs of internal storage, 4 gigs of internal RAM, and the ability of expanding the storage is using the SD card that we have on the top. Fingerprint sensor is extremely fast, as you guys saw right there. I've already been programming it. What you get here essentially is the ability to use the EMUI, and as far as I remember, this is 5.1. Let's go ahead and go all the way to the bottom. So we are looking at EMUI 5.1, Android 7.0. No word yet on Android 8, but I will definitely be surprised if we don't get Android 8, as this is only about a year or so old. The chipset that we're looking at here is the Kirin 960, so it's one step behind the 970 of 2017. But the main thing is you wouldn't even know it if I told you, because of the fact is we have supercharging with the Huawei charger that comes in the box, as well as the fact that we have super fast optics in the back. The camera is super functional. You're able to basically go in and then turn on the bokeh effect. Here we'll take the depth shot and be able to take them on the fly. We have live photo, moving photo, what they like to call it, ability of turning on flash. Of course, we can swipe over here for tag and information for all the different options that you'll be able to do on this device. Definitely a device that will not disappoint. Of course, as you guys may already be aware of, my son is always the best subject of all of my pictures. I take a couple of depth shots here. The main benefit, of course, is that you have a very nice suite of software that's built into this. One of the other things that reason said that this device has a great aesthetics at the outside as well as the inside. You'll notice it's a very clean, minimal bezels. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Minimal bezels on the right and left. Now, we do have very big forehead and chin, but that's based on the technology at the time when this device was released. You'll see what I mean. And if you've seen some of my Instagram posts, one of the things I love about this device is this little shimmer right there. You see how the light kind of catches it? It's even more intensified when you're outdoors and there is actual like sunlight hitting it. Because of the layers of glass, the way they set it up, they did a really nice job on this. And it always catches attention, and it's one of the reasons why I don't put this device in a case, which is going to lead me into one of the things that I'm having a little bit of a concern with, and that's how slippery it is. So it's hard to tell, but at the moment it's I can basically just do this. I'm barely touching the device. It will slip. I've had it in many times where I've had it sitting on the table, and specifically even this table, and it'll start sliding, and by the time I realize what happened, it's on the floor. Now, no scratches. It does definitely have a very good build, and it doesn't manage to handle drops as well as it can. But definitely be aware that this is definitely a very slippery device if you decide to use it one-handed, as well as the fact that if you want to use it no case. Shortcuts on the actual home screen is very functional. You get the ability of basically picking cameras, QR code, all of that, changing the background on the lock screen. A lot of good things coming in there. Very nice. I like the fact that it's a simple one-handed turn on, fingerprint, and then use. Very easy. Everything is very functional. Again, 1080p IPS panel. The colors are looking very nice. As far as the aesthetics and what you get here, you have the custom EMUI 5.1, which gave you that black and blue coloring. I like that very much. Of course, when we go into the settings, we still have all the same options that we've had it before. This is Android 7. We have the toggles on the left, the option to go in to set up Wi-Fi, data, mobile data, and all of that good stuff. Display, sound, fingerprint, navigation key, you can actually go in there and swap them as you like. By default, the recent is on the right and the back is on the left. And then of course, if I go back here, fingerprint ID, of course, which is what we had. Security, privacy, you have the ability of setting up the fingerprint sensor there. Let's go back. Also, you can use a lot of the main benefits that come with setting up a Huawei ID if you want to use that account there. Last but not least, of course, we have permissions, memory and storage, as I mentioned, 64 gigs built in. You do have App Twin still on this device. I know some devices from Honor have lost the App Twin, like the 6X lost the App Twin after the update. This one still has it. And of course, latest update on this is EMUI 5.1. I'm not sure if EMUI 8 will be coming on this, but it should be in the near future. Last but not least, I want to mention to you guys is by default, it comes with the standard launcher, which has no app drawer, but you can turn it on, as you notice right there, and you have access to your app drawer. Of course, you can install even your own launcher if you want to change that. And the weather app is actually pretty decent. Lasting all day is actually no problem for this device. It has a 3200 milliamp battery, again, with a 5.1-inch display, 1080p. So you're not getting that very big draw from the display, but you're also getting a lot of power savings from the Kirin 960. So it marries and gives you a lot of good performance, small form factor, great appeal as far as the design on this device. I cannot say enough. The edges, the design, the glass on the back, the glass on the front looks really nice. Reminds me a lot of the Honor 8, which I also have, and both devices are very nice. And I noticed that as we go now, Honor's starting to keep that color and that shimmering display glass on the front of the devices, but they're starting to go a little bit more metallic on the back. And I really would have liked to see maybe even that the next iteration of this device keep that look, as again, it is one of the big selling points on it, other than the fact, obviously, that it is a great device. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below if you've used the Honor 9 or even the Honor 8. And what are your anticipations for future versions of this line? Not specifically the 7X or even the View 10 that just got released. Those are different lines of devices. This is, again, the successor to the Honor 8, and I would really be appreciated to see a successor to this that has a lot of good things. The View 10 is definitely very promising with an 18:9 aspect ratio, but I would have liked to see the Honor 10, see how that would function. How did that do? Would it really function the way we wanted and keep that look, and even bump us up to the Kirin 970 with maybe even more options for storage and hopefully stereo speakers at some point. So this is TK. I want to say thank you very much for supporting the channel, for checking out the video and sharing and liking with your friends, as it does definitely help the channel. And I want to say thank you very much for sticking around with us for so long, and I'll see you guys in the next video.